Hi everyone. Today I'm going to teach you a traditional seafood vermicelli, which is a dish that's been handed down to the family by my mother-in-law. It's just a seafood, so for people who are non-meat eaters, this is a good simple dish to cook. And these are the ingredients that we have in the dish. We have the rice vermicelli, which we prefer to get the finest one that we can find in the stores. Ask the storekeepers if you don't know, ask them for the very fine rice vermicelli, and that's one packet that's already soaked in water to soften. And then we have the leek, which I have cut. That's the fish cake and you buy from the stores that's been sliced up. And then there's the fresh prawns, green prawns, that I have shelled and deveined, and that's about 250 grams that you use to cook one packet of the vermicelli. And that's the packet of the vermicelli that, as I was saying earlier, that I have soaked and softened up. Okay, then we have the eggs that's fried and sliced into very thin shreds, and the spring onions. These two are for garnishing. And then we have all the fish sauce, the soy sauce, and all in the usual seasoning things that we use to balance the taste at the end of the day cooking. That's it, I think, for ingredients, and we can actually start cooking. Right, first of all, we put about, I would say, a quarter cup of oil, just any normal cooking oil, and then wait for it to heat up before we put the seafood in. With this dish, you can add any seafood. It's basically a seafood dish. You can add calamari if you want, or squid as well, together with the rest. Okay, the next step is, now that the wok has sufficiently heat up, and with traditional Asian cooking, we much prefer to cook over gas because we need high heat, especially with stir fry. Otherwise, when you put the meat and things in, they will actually start to whip, and there will be lots of like the natural juice from the meat that will, instead of frying, becomes more like I would say more like stewing the meat, and you don't get that flame, or what shall we say, smoky taste as much, and that's why we much prefer to cook over gas. But today we're doing it with the electric stove, so it will take a little bit longer to heat things up. Anyway, so to start now, we'll put all the seafood in. We don't need garlic because there's leek, which acts in place of garlic as well. So when usually we do use quite a bit of garlic when we stir fry with Asian cooking, but today, because we're using a lot of leek, so we are doing away with the garlic. So we'll let that. Okay. We don't have to wait till the prawns and things fully cook, because there's quite a bit of cooking still to do. So when it's half done, that's when we put the leeks in. And it looks like there's a lot, but it will start to soften, and then you find that it loses its bulk once the leeks starts to soften, like all vegetables. And sometimes you find like some of the leeks like this, for instance, is still sort of, not separated. So you might have to sort of help it a little bit with your chopsticks or with the fork to separate the layers of the leek so that it cooks evenly. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll put some. This is brand new. It's not even open. This sauce. This dish actually, the flavoring comes mainly from the fish sauce being a seafood dish. So we put maybe about 3 tablespoons of fish sauce. And then at the end of the cook, if we find that it's not quite flavorsome enough, we balance it out with a little bit more. And then a bit of soya as well. Couple of teaspoons of soya sauce. And what I might do is I'll just cover it with the lid to help it soften a little bit faster. So now we'll just check to see if the vegetables soften enough before we add the vermicelli in. So we'll give it a bit of a stir. See how it's all collapsed now and it doesn't look as much as it was before. Okay, so now this is when we add in the vermicelli. And all we have to do is toss it. The noodles or the vermicelli is almost done. So what I did just now was I actually pinched a little bit to taste, to see what the texture is like. And if you find that the texture is still not quite soft enough, you can actually add a little bit of water, which I'm doing now. And what I normally do when I pre-soak the vermicelli for cooking, I soak it in cold water for about an hour before I actually start cooking with it. But even so, sometimes it may still not be soft enough, but I'd rather add water as I cook than soaking it too soft, because if you soak it too soft, it tends to break when you stir fry, and then it becomes little bits instead of long strands like this. And that's about it. So we're actually done now, and we have to serve it up and then garnish it with the omelette and a bit of the spring onion. All right, so now the last bit that we have to do is to serve it up. The Asian people don't like to cut the noodles short because the length of the noodles actually signifies longevity. So they tend not to cut their noodles if it can be avoided. And now we top it up with all the yummy stuff, all the seafood and the veggies. Oops. Sorry. Excuse my fingers. That's it, ready to be served. But before that, we have to remember the garnishing. So a bit of the spring onion that I have cut up diagonally, and then put in cold water, and it curls up as it is now, a little bit. And then we sprinkle a bit of. That's it. Ready to be eaten.
Hi everyone, I'm Casper Yeow. And you're supposed to say Yook.
Oh, sorry. Too busy making fingers.
Hi everyone, I'm Casper Yeow.
Hi, I'm Pauline Yeow.
And we're from Fooding with the Yeows. And we're just sharing mum's recipes, the family recipes as a project on YouTube. And really happy that you can join us. If you like what you saw, please subscribe. If they're here, there, wherever the subscribe button is.
If
Thanks.
you don't like it, we don't want to know about it, okay? Just keep it to yourself.
Bye.